The 2025 Toronto Blue Jays have a glaring problem. You probably clicked this video expecting me to discuss the lackluster offense that the Toronto Blue Jays are going to be rolling out on opening day. After all, we're talking about a team who was ranked 23rd in runs scored last year, and whilst Anthony Santander is a great addition, there are still certainly some question marks surrounding that lineup. But today, the offense is off the hook because there's actually a much bigger problem that's looming. After spending some time evaluating the Toronto Blue Jays roster, one glaring hole became abundantly clear to me, and if the Toronto Blue Jays don't address it soon, then it could be a major problem. What's up, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. In this one, we're going to be talking about a big issue that could actually tank the Toronto Blue Jays 2025 season if they don't deal with it pretty soon. Before we get into it, I encourage you guys to hit the like and smash the subscribe button if you enjoy Blue Jays content and discussion so you don't miss any future videos. Alright folks, let's get into it. So the big problem that the Toronto Blue Jays have right now is their bullpen, but it might not be in the way that you expect. Last year, the Toronto Blue Jays bullpen was terrible and finished with a 4.82 ERA, which ranked 29th in baseball, just ahead of the lowly Colorado Rockies. The problems that plagued last year's bullpen was plentiful, but one of the big ones was injury. To kick off the season, the Blue Jays closer Jordan Romano was dealing with a big enough injury that sidelined him long enough, forcing everyone else into roles that they probably should never have been in. Pair that with a couple other injuries and then also just some poor performances, and you got what we ended up watching last year. If there was a lead to be blown, the Toronto Blue Jays bullpen, they would find a way to blow it. This year, walking into the season, the Blue Jays bullpen is fairly healthy, and there's reason to be optimistic about some of the talent that they brought in. Losing Jordan Romano is a blow, but Jeff Hoffman truly is a top-notch reliever, and getting Jimmy Garcia back should really help bridge the gap to the late innings of the game. So what's the big problem then? This bullpen on paper looks better than last year's bullpen. At least it would if you didn't pay attention to what arm they're all throwing from. Right now, Fangraphs projects the Blue Jays to have just one left-handed pitcher on their entire 13-man pitching staff. Not one lefty in the rotation or one late-inning bullpen guy, just one lefty in general, being Brendan Little. Little last year pitched 45.2 innings to the tune of a 3.74 ERA, a 1.314 whip, and finished the year with a .1 WAR. Let me be very clear in saying this, Brendan Little cannot be the sole lefty we have coming out of the pen. Let's do a little visualization exercise to really just hammer home how much of an issue this actually is for the Toronto Blue Jays. We are midway through the season in July, and the Blue Jays have a 3-game series against the Baltimore Orioles. This series is coming right after a hard-fought weekend series that the Blue Jays just had, and it's been several days now since they've had a true rest day. Good thing for the Blue Jays is that Baltimore Orioles lineup is really weak to righty pitchers, or else we might have been in some trouble. Right?
Nope.
This is the Baltimore Orioles lineup according to Fangraphs right now. 5 lefties and a switch hitter. Just perfect against our righty-dominated pitching staff. In this hypothetical series against the Orioles, having only one lefty come out of the pen would mean that out of the 27 innings of baseball that they would be playing, probably 25 of those innings would see a righty pitcher on the mound for the Blue Jays. That is not good.
Whoa, time for a quick shout out to the sponsor of this video. Hit your picks and knock it out of the park with Betway. Scan the QR code down below to join the action. Only available in Ontario. Must be 19 years of older to participate. Please play responsibly. Now everyone, back to the content.
This means that every single time there is need of a lefty, the only option option that John Schneider has is Brendan Little, who, with all due respect, probably isn't the best option anyways. And if that is the only option that John Schneider has, I can only imagine by July how overworked he would have been. I like every single one of the Blue Jays starting pitchers, but if you are going to run a rotation of just right-handed starters, then you need to have a bullpen that features some dominant lefties, and right now, that's just not the case. Whether it be by trading away one of the young infielders or going out and getting somebody in free agency, this is something that the Blue Jays need to address, or else they're gonna run into some major problems. But folks, let me know what you think about all this in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, go Jays go!